Okay, question 19 asks us to factorise 3x minus 6. So we know that the word factorise means to put it into brackets. So what we need to look for is something that's common, first of all, to the numbers 3 and 6, and then we can look to see if there's any letters common. So what number goes into 3 and 6? Well, if we think of our 3 times table, we've got 3 and then 6, so we know that 3 goes into both, so 3 goes outside. Is there a letter that is common? Well, there's only one letter that's there, which is x in our first term, so that isn't common to both. So we open the brackets. 3 times what gives me 3x? So I know that 3 times x is 3x, so that goes first. 3 times what gives me 6? I know 3 times 2 gives me 6. But what kind of 6 is it? It's a minus 6. So I know that a minus has to go there. And that's for your 1 mark. For part B then, we're asked to find the nth term of the sequence. So what we look for first of all is the gap between each of our terms. So the gap here is 6, and is 6. So the gap, we know that the gap is the number that always goes in front of the n. So 6n is the first part of our nth term. So if I times 6 by 1, 6 times 1 is 6. How do I get back to a 5? Well, I take away 1. Now let's see if that works for the other ones. 6 times 2 is 12. How do I get to 11? Well, I take away 1, so that works. 6 times 3, just to check one more, is 6, 12, 18. How do I get to 17? Well, I take away 1. So that 6n minus 1 is right for the 2 marks. Then finally, for part C, it says rearrange the formula r equals 5t minus 7 into the form t equals something. So the first thing I'm going to do is write the formula out again. R equals 5t minus 7. So because I wanted to put it in the form t equals, I need to get t on its own. So what is in the way on the right hand side? Well, I've got a 5 multiplying our t, and I've also got minus 7 being taken away. So the first thing I'm going to do, if I think about what's happening to t, I'm timesing it by 5 and take away 7. So the reverse process is going to be to add 7 first of all. So if I do that to both sides, on the left I've got r add 7, and on the right I've just got 5t. And now it's in the way, well, it's a 5 in front of the 5t. What's the 5 do into it? Well, in algebra we know we don't have a multiplication sign, so the 5 is multiplying the t. So the opposite of multiplying by 5 is dividing by 5. So if I do that to both sides, then on the right hand side I'm just left with t. And on the left hand side I have r plus 7, and in algebra a divide we write as a straight line, so r plus 7 over 5. So if we want to put it as t equals, it's t equals r plus 7 over 5 for our 2 marks.